Hi guys, it's me again, Zodiac, and today I'm going to be doing a video on the best horse breeds. So I'm doing this purely by stats, so some of the results might be shocking. I split it into 7 parts: speed, stamina, strength, jump, agility, racing, and horses that are all rounded. So I'm going to go through each of them, and then we're going to count all of the scores in the end and see that which horse is the best horse in the game. So the first one is the speed stat. So some people might already know this one, as this one is a bit obvious. The thoroughbred has the fastest speed stat with 100, like Vivian here. She's 100. And then it's followed by the Arabian. They're pretty good, I'd say. The Akalteki, the Marwari, the Shire. Quite shockingly, I did not know that the Shires were that fast if there were OG stats. I'm comparing this by OG stats, so not all horses are like this, always like this. Then it's the Mustang, the Percheron, very surprisingly. The Frisian is 8th, the Dutch Warmblood is 9th, the Andalusian is 10th, the Appaloosa, the page horse, and the quarter horse all have the same stats in like every single thing. If you look at it, it's a bit weird. So I've grouped them all together. I'm just going to call it the APQ, the Appaloosa, pin horse, and quarter horse. So, anyways, they're 11th. The Clydesdale is 12th in speed. Sorry, Clydesdale lovers. The Icelandic is 13th, and the Fjord is 14th. So right now, the thoroughbred is in the lead with first place, but Arabian is really close behind. So the next stat is going to be stamina, which is also a very important factor while racing. The first one is obviously the Arabians, who have 100 stamina. I have an OG stat, that one. Like, actually I have quite a lot of OG stat thoroughbreds. Anyways, the second one might be a bit surprising because they are not top tier horses. It's the Akateki, which actually came off as a surprise to me too. I gotta be careful here. Okay, then it is the Marwari, which is quite strange because you don't see a lot of people riding Marwaris around here, even though they are statistically very good. Then it is the Icelandic, which was quite a surprise to me, as I thought they would be like 9th. But I don't ride Icelandics a lot, so I suppose that's the reason. Then it's the Fjord for stamina, 5th place. The Frisian is in 6th. The Dutch Warmblood is 7th. The Andalusian is 10th, quite surprisingly. Then it's the Percheron, who's at 11th. The Thoroughbred has fallen all the way down to 12th. The APQ is at 13th, which is not much of a surprise. They are the lowest tier horses. And then the poor Clydesdale are at 13. Like right now, Clydesdales aren't doing that well. Sorry, Clydesdale lovers. So now that we've gotten it, currently the Arabian is far in the lead, and I think that they might even win because Arabians, they're quite, even in real life, they're quite good. So the next one is strength. For this one, since there are quite a lot of horses who have the same amount of strength, I decided to separate it by speed too. So if the strength is the same, then I go look at the speed. So the first one is the Shire, as it has 100 strength and quite a lot of speed. The next one is the Percheron. It won the Clydesdale because it had more stamina. The Clydesdale is 3rd. The Fjord is 4th with 95 strength, which is quite a lot. The Icelandic, I think in real life they are a breed of draft horse, like a miniature draft horse. I'm not so sure, so don't take that. So take that as a grain of salt. Anyways, and then we have the Frisian. in 6th. I never thought Frisians were literally that strong. And then we have the Andalusian at 7th, the Mustang, who is actually doing pretty well for a low-tier horse, at 8th, the Dutch Warm Blood at 9th, the APQ combination at 10th, Thoroughbred still quite low at 11th. The Marwari has also fallen to 12th. The Arabian also has fallen quite a lot to 13th. And the Akalteki is right behind the Arabian at 14th. So right now it's quite hard to tell, I'd say. But we're going to keep continuing. So I've literally had to compare these stats right next to each other because they're a bit like iffy. Some stats are really close. Anyways, the next one is jump. So jump, the results are one of the most surprising ones out of all of them. So at first place, we got the Arabian. That's not much of a surprise. And the Akalteki at 2nd, that's not much of a surprise to me. But the Marwaris at 3rd, I thought they were like only good at running. And then we have the Dutch Warm Blood actually at 4th. And the Andalusian at 5th. The Frisians at 6th, which is, it's doing quite well, I'd say. The APQ combination at 7th. The Mustangs are at 8th. The Fajors at 9th. The Thoroughbred moved up by 1 slot. At 10th, the Shire has fallen to 11th. The Percheron has also fallen to 12th. The Clydesdale is at 13th, and the Icelandic is all the way down at 14th. So currently it seems like the Arabian is winning. And lastly, the one that is actually the horse stats is agility. So the first thing that we got, of course, is the Appaloosa paint horse and quarter horse combination, as they actually have 100 for their max agility. I actually have one. This is actually the only thing that they excel at. This is the OG for droid. And wait, where did I put it? I think that it's actually in my other inventory. Anyways, I'm going to keep continuing. The Marwari is surprisingly at 2nd place. I think the Marwari is doing pretty good. The Arabian has fallen a bit at 3rd. The Akalteki is right behind it at 4th. The Thoroughbred has climbed up by 5 spaces to 5th place. Oh, that's just mine. To 5th place, the Dutch Warm Blood is 6th. The Frisian is at 7th. Then followed closely by the Andalusian and the Mustang. The Icelandics are 10th. The Fjords are 11th. Percheron is 12th. Oh, I think I should get that. The Clydesdale is 13th, and the Shire has fallen all the way down to 14th. So now that is actually all of the normal statistics that you're going to get. So the next part is going to be somewhat my personal opinion. So we are going to get into the racing. So the way I did it was I split it into 3 groups. The first one is the short race, which are like the sprints. Then it's the medium racing and the long distance running. So the short races, for this, I calculated the score by taking the speed of that particular horse breed and times it by 3, and then I add the stamina. So at first place we have Thoroughbreds with 360 points, I suppose you could say. And then we have the Arabian following quite closely behind, only off by 5 points with 355. The Akalteki is not far behind too at 340. Then we have the Marwaris at 335 points. The Shire's actually really good at this. It's 295. The Mustangs are following closely behind at 295. The Pritchwins, like, not at all far off, at 293. Oh, I changed lasers. At 293 for Pritchwins. Frisians are at 285, which places it in 8th place. Dutch Warmblood at 9th with 270. The Andalusian is 10th with 265. The APQ combination at 240, 11th place. And finally, oh wait, not finally, Icelandics are 12th with 250 points. Clydesdales are 13th with 235. And Fjords are also 14th at 235 too. The way I chose was by the strength stats, so that it was off only by a little bit. Then we have the ones that is starting to get a bit confusing and a bit weird. So now it's the middle length race. So afterwards, you're going to see that the stats get a bit more unexpected, I suppose you could say it like that. With Arabians taking the first place, that is not that much of a surprise. And Akaltekis behind it. Oh, the way I did it was I added up all the stamina and the speed. So the Arabian was at 185, and the Akalteki was 180, if you wanted to know. The third place is Marwari at 175. Oh wait, this horse hasn't respawned yet. 175. The thoroughbred's still not too far off, but it's dropping. It's at 160. The Shires at 145, which is, I'd say, it's doing really good for something that I don't expect, I suppose. Or am I just underestimating it? That's probable. Anyway, we have the Frisian at 6th place with 145 points. Yep, pretty good, I'd say. And the Mustangs are 7th with 145. The Percherons 8th. Oh my gosh, what are the chances I'm catching a Percheron right now? The Percherons are 8th with 143, which is not too bad, but it can be better. The Icelandics are 9th place with 140 points. The Dutch Warmblood is 10th with 140. I once again had to use strength to actually separate it. The Fjord at 11th is following quite closely behind with 135. The 12th is Andalusians, also at 135. I had to use strength for this one. The APQ combination at 13th with 120. And the Clydesdale has fallen all the way back to last with 115. So I don't think Clydesdales are that good at racing. I think they're just good for heavy work. And finally, the last one before we get into the, actual best horse ranking is the long race. So the first two are quite obvious. The Arabian and the... Oh my gosh, this is almost maxed out. The Arabian and the Akateki are first because they're pretty good. And yeah, oh I thought Luna was actually. Anyways, so afterwards, this is going to get a bit shocking. The Arabian is at 285. The way I calculated was times the stamina by 2 and added the speed. Akateki is at 2nd place, following closely behind with only 280, which is 5 difference. The Marwari is 3rd with 217. The Icelandics the points have fallen, but it's still pretty high, 225. The Fjord is 5th with 220. The Frisian is actually 6th with 220, but I had to use strength once again to justify this one. The reason that I use strength is because, like, when you're running uphill, you need strength, but it's not that big of a factor to calculate into the entire thing. Otherwise, the statistics would be a lot more weird. The thoroughbred has fallen all the way down to 7th, I'd say. Sadly for those thoroughbred lovers. There are good horses, but only for short sprints. The Shire is amazingly at 8th with 215. Oh, the thoroughbred was with 220. The Dutch Warmbloods at what? 5. Shire. No, the Dutch Warmblood has 215, which puts it in 9th place. The Mustang also has 215 at 10th place because of the strength stat once again. Why do I keep finding horses? Up on a wall! Anyway, the next one is 11th with the Percheron, which has 210, followed by the Andalusian at 12th place, with 205. Then we have the APQ Appaloosa Paint Horse Quarter Horse combination at 13th with 180. This is lower than 200 now, I'd have to say. And then, sadly, the Clydesdale is all the way at 14th again, with only 170 points. So, now if you actually thought about it, the Arabian is actually the best racehorse in the end. So, it's quite a surprise for me at least. Anyways, we have one more. Sorry, I kind of forgot this one. It is the all-rounder. So the way I calculated this was I took all the horses' stats and then I added them together and then I ranked them. Which, yeah, I had to use quite a lot of numbers. Why is this short? So, like, gotta be a true. Lucky. Okay, so some of the horses here are actually not that high tier, which might surprise some people. It certainly surprised me. But the first place and the second place aren't too surprising. It is the Akalteki and the Arabian. Sorry, I put those in the wrong order. The Arabian comes first. Hold up. It's the Arabian's first with 210. And then it's actually the Marwari with 205. So all of these have 5 differences because afterwards it's then the Akalteki with 400 precisely. And next it's the Frisian, which surprised me, with 385 at 4th place. The 5th is even more mind-blowing to me. It's the Dutch Warmblood with 375. The 6th place is the Andalusian with 365. The thoroughbred has fallen to 7th place with 355 points. The Fjord is at 350. The Percheron is at 348. The Shire, the Mustang, the Icelandic, and the APQ combination is grouped together as I can't separate this anymore, guys. So they must be together, and they all have 345 points, which means that they're in 10th place. And once again, the Clydesdale is last with only 320. Not too bad, but yeah, you gotta try a bit harder if you want to compete with the others. Oh, my inventory's full. So now that we've done it, we're going to get to the part of the video where I think most people were looking forward to it when they clicked on it. It is the actual ranking of the horses. So the way I did the actual ranking of the horses was I took the places that the horses were in. Example, those Arabians were first placed in stamina, so they get 1 point. Because of this, I have to do it by which horse has the least amount. It will be the one that wins. So I'm going to go to this by down. So at 14th place, I've grouped it into 14, is the poor Clydesdale. It's been doing quite horribly all the time, and I can't do better to get it up any other rank. Sorry. And then at the 13th, it's the Appaloosa Quarter Horse and the Paint Horse with 89 points in total. So the Clydesdale, it was at 107 if you wanted to know. 12th is Icelandic. Sorry, I keep getting distracted by actually also playing at the same time. Which, with 81 points, not too bad, not too bad. The Fjord is 11th, also with 81 points. I had to use the stats, the speed stat to get to this. So it might be a bit like, some people might argue, but I did it this way. So then at 10th place, we got the Andalusian with 80, which is like only one off. Most of these horses are actually only one off, and they would have like just been gone up a place. The 9th is Percheron. Once again, if the Andalusian, it's like only one off. The Percheron at 79, and it's the Mustang who has actually been doing pretty well. Oh wait. So the Mustangs at 8th place with 75. The Dutch Warmbloods 68th with 7. It's at 7th place. It's been doing really, really great, I'd say. And then this is where the stats get really competitive. It's the Shire at 6th place. It has been doing really well for a draft horse since the very beginning of the video, I'd say. So I was quite surprised. It has 68 points. The Thoroughbred has fallen all the way to the 5th, which is probably the most surprising thing that I've gotten from these statistics. It has 58 points. I thought it would be like 3rd at least, but no, it's all the way at 5th. 4th place is also quite surprising. It's the Frisian with 57 points. Like, only a bit off, girl, only a bit off. Marwari's all the way at 3rd place. I'm quite surprised by this because it was one of the most recent horses added to the game. So I didn't think that they'd like make it such good stats, but maybe they didn't check that like seriously as me. Anyways, now we're going to the top 2, which not that surprisingly is the Akalteki with 35 points. So that the Marwari was really, really close. And then at top place, the horse that has been doing well the entire video, the Arabian. So I think I'm actually going to take my Arabians at first bid. So this is the OG stat of a horse. So I've been showing the OG stats of the horses on screen, and actually there is a way that you can check if you don't want to keep opening Wiki Fandom, which is going to the quest collection log, and if you go to the rewards, the horse here is actually OG. I don't know why they made this, but it's actually OG. Sadly, you don't get the actual OG version. Like, this is the OG for sure, the Thoroughbred. Now Marwari is pretty good, 3rd place. And so I think that this video was quite a shock to me. I mainly did this so that I know what horse I should be training and which breed I should be collecting, since the competition hub is supposed to be coming on January 25th. next year, 2025. It has been postponed like 2 times already, maybe even 3. She got a May purge. And so I suppose that's the end of the video. I might do a video on my personal opinion on which horse is the best, but I will decide on that later. Yeah, I'm always saying like later. So it might be a bit annoying for some people.
Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.